Good morning, everyone. It's Craggy Brook Witchery, and I have my two friends here, Santa M and Hector. Now, we got a busy time here. There are 15 prompts, and I have 14 decks to show, a book or two, so let's get busy. And this is care of Rachelle from Amethyst Ascension and Miss Kulala, which is Carla. And this is a dreaded hashtag, and I'll include all the info down below. So we're going to get ready with our first prompt, my favorite colors. Well, I've pulled out the Healing Heart Oracle. When I'm painting, my favorite color is usually a yellow ochre, just like the richness and the gold. And this is a rock pool deck, and I chose it because it gives me those golds and rich, deep colors. So you can see how wonderfully intense the colors are, and it has a nice gold edging on the side, but it's got that dreamy, meditative state that you can get into, and I like the deep purples here. There's my golds. Yeah, when I think of yellow ochre, I actually think of Van Gogh, and he included so much in his, and that's why I think maybe I too dream of the rich colors, the depths that I can get into, the feelings that, colors evoke. That's what I like. Now, prompt number 2, favorite crystal. For me, that is labradorite. There's something about the rich depths again, and it is marvelous. A great stone to work with for your dreaming. I have one here as well, and I hope that you can see some of the colors there. It's like a galaxy in a crystal ball, and I love it. Number 3, your life path number. Well, I believe it is number 8, and I've chosen the Klimt Tarot for this because if you're a number 8, there's a lot of resilience and a creative soul, I believe, within, and also a feeling to it. Now, I had to take out half the cards because of nudity, but I think we're safe with these. So again, as an artist, it appeals with the golds, the colors, the bling, and that loneliness. When you not just dance to your own drum, but you feel your own music, your own beat. We tend to speak our minds, very passionate, like our own personal space. Like this card, I'm always questing after something. And I suppose once in a while there is that mask, because people don't always want to hear the truth when you're speaking to them, and they don't understand why you choose to reflect so much, create in that private space. But it's good once in a while to get together with the community, and that's where YouTube is helping me a lot. So my Klimt takes me into the space that I call privacy, home, and that creative little piece of heaven. So that is my Klimt deck. Now, number 4 talked about the Myers-Briggs personality type. Well, I went online and did that. Zoom in a bit. And they wanted to sign me up for all kinds of things. So my personality comes out in this Garden Dragons deck. Again, creative, really playful, love to be in the garden, and I'm always looking for little garden creatures to, analyze, draw, look at, up close and personal. So here we have, that's way too close, isn't it? Here we go. Your grape jelly dragon. I have one of those odd sense of humors. I don't think people get me half the time. I'm probably one of those persons that says the wrong thing at the wrong time. Opinions, there you go. But you know, sometimes you just gotta celebrate, you gotta show your own true colors and be resilient against those that think you're quirky, as my daughter says, weird and odd. But I do have a fertile mind. I can be very hospitable and very much a multitasker. So this deck says loads about me. Number 5. And interesting, on the number on the video, it's 555. Oh no, the devil card. Okay, so my favorite TV show would be Gardener's World. I like watching Monty out in the garden. I like how he dresses, the calmness that he brings to his shows. So what I did in thinking of Monty was bring my Druid plant oracle. And I wish it had more garden stuff on the back of this one, but it does not. So there's Selena, mugwort. Hey, how you doing, Selena? All right, then we have borage. So yeah, this takes me out into that gardening type world with Monty, where you can explore things. And often creating a sort of vision. You know, you use the colors of the plants like you're painting a picture. I used to call that, when I worked at the garden center, plant by numbers. So this is the deck that I would say brings me to my favorite show and bringing some of the ideas that Monty has into the gardenscaping. So that is my Druid plant oracle. So the girls have for number 6 prompt. You know, they talked things about your sun sign, your moon sign. They got into all kinds of astrology that, you know, don't really understand it just yet, but I'm hoping by watching their station, I'll learn a little bit more. So I've chosen Sleepy Hollow because when I look and think about my sun in Scorpio, my moon in Cancer Leo, it's all about, how do I explain it? My space, using my space as a tool, very protective of my space. And it's all about self-discovery in my home. You know, dreaming up those instances, using my skills, taking pride in my home and my garden. So this deck, Sleepy Hollow, I'll show you the front too. Great little deck, Nick Lawyer, and you can see that it is the Headless Horseman edition. And who publishes this? Interesting. I can't see it. Can't see it right now, nope. But I do love this deck. And I love the story and watching the various editions of the Headless Horseman, Sleepy Hollow. Beautiful. So that is my selection for that prompt. Okay, the next prompt, the favorite movie that I just cannot get enough of is The Good Omens. And I can watch it on Prime. I think we even have now a cassette of our own. It's one of those decks that, you know, it's been renamed for its contents, in that you've got wands for angels, and you've got cups for vessels, and you've got swords for demons, and pentacles are humans. So this deck for me and the movie, I love the relationship between Aziraphale and Crowley. I think it's fantastic. So watching this movie gives me a chance to explore relationships through another perspective, yes. But it's the moral of the story, you know, always trying to do good. In sort of underhand manners, yes, but and teamwork to accomplish what you need. Ah, there they are. The world. Okay, we're on to your favorite music genre. Well, I like reggae, I like disco, I like soul, but the one deck that does it for me that seems musical on its own, the Faces of Oshun. The backs, I got that gold that I like, but inside I got that Mardi Gras feeling. It is, oh, look, see, Ocean of the Dance. Yeah, music to me makes me dance. And I love the freedom in this deck. I love the girl power. What's not to love about the colors, the richness, the gold, and that unbreakable power within that female energy that runs rampant through this deck. There she is singing. So, you know, to me, it's lively. It's like dancing in a deck. It's creative. And it's growth oriented when you use this deck. It's really empowering. So that covers that prompt. And I guess I should say, you can see that it's an Abiola Abrams Hay House deck. Well worth it. And you can get the book separately on that one as well. Favorite season of the year for me is fall. Plus in Nova Scotia, that's when the bugs start to go away. Ooh, we got a spinner there. So this is Everyday Enchantment Tarot with Poppy Palin. Super huge box, separates the cards. These cards are whoppers, but to me, I like the fall. I like seeing the garden and its fullness. And this takes me into that. There's all seasons. You can see the different colors on the cards as you go through. But fall to me gets us all outside, community, playing, just watching the animals. And again, the colors and how the garden did. And like this girl here, planning for next year's garden. What we were able to harvest or craft from what we found. And for me, that's doing magical spells, things like that. Oh, speaking of spell bottles, that one's getting downed. So it's a fun deck. It's current, even though, you know, she created this a few years ago and she's no longer with us. It's a deck you can certainly spend some time studying yourself, relationships, your world that you create. Oh, there she is. Okay, so that is my favorite season, fall. Prompt number 10, what's in your hot little hands off your bookshelf or from the library? And these are the two that I'm enjoying. You know, I've read this one before. It's older, but Scott Cunningham is one of those authors that, you know, I don't think you can go wrong reading his books. I've just gotten into the stage again where we're getting into the preparatory rituals for the elements and your spells, and just explored the different elemental symbols for the different, you know, fire, water, earth, air. That was fun. He's got some drawings in here. So it goes back to the basics right now for me, dealing with the 4 elements and feeling magical. Brings me to the green Wicca herbal, which I just used in my magical concoction in the last while. So if you want to check back on my witchy channel, I often bring some herbal mixes, and I'm also bringing that into my tea leaf reading for people that I'm connecting with on YouTube. So this book here, it's wonderful for bringing in the spells and gives you little, verses that you can recite, information on the herbs. It's delightful. So that's what I'm reading. Number 11, a deck to fit my humor. That is the Mystical Medleys Cartoon Tarot. Sterling Ethos. I even like the backs because it takes me back to, and the coloring especially on some of the cards, being a kid, biking around town and having this kind of thing stuck between our spokes. So there's the artist heart at work. Yeah, you get some of this dirty almost stuff that, when you stick a card in, give you that sound and you're riding up and down the gravel roads, the country lanes, having a blast. But I love the little creatures. And it takes me back to watching all the cartoons that I grew up with. So yeah, this is oh, there I am. One-eyed, doing my magic, focused, yes. So I like this. It's my kind of humor. And I really should use it more often. The Mystic Medley. Now, girls, Rachelle and Carla, I did go on and check out some of the Carl Jung archetypes. And it talked about instincts and behaviors and motivations, the mask that we show to the world, our secretive shadow self. So I chose the Hush Tarot. There is something secretive about this deck, and I haven't broken through that secrecy yet, but I can really relate to that private space in this deck. It's got the darkness that I like, the mystery. And I tried using it with my mother when she passed, but it was hard going to break through it all. So this Hush Tarot is, I guess, the darkness that resides somewhat in me, that secretive part of me that I don't always show to everyone else. So I do enjoy pondering the images. Sorry about that one. This deck for that darkness, that mystery. So that is my Hush Tarot. Okay, the next prompt. My favorite goddess, or I guess you could say deity. Well, you're looking at her, Santa Muerte. There's not a day that goes by that she and I don't connect, even just mentally, all through the day. Really, really love her. Created this box. I'm partway through making each of it's a nativity scene box, yes, but I'm making it my own little personal altar of little boxes filled with what I need to honor her. And Hector, I guess, is on the side there because they just go together. And look at the look, the admiration he's giving her. So I pulled one of the boxes out to show you, and I'll have to tip this down some more because I'm finding through the 3 books that I have on Santa Muerte and prayers that I'm breaking it off into segments. And this one is all about gratitude. And I think that's great for number 1. And all these boxes slide out of that. And there's 25. So I'm at number 7 right now. So inside I have what I would like to burn if I'm trying to tap into the feeling of gratitude. So that's already prepared for me. So I can return to this often. I've got a candle, or two actually. Oh, and I've actually using that word too much. I've carved on the top some things to connect me to gratitude. I've got a little cloth that I can put out, you know, without a lot of fanfare, just having something in each of these boxes to make a little altar and have I can put those on the candle if I want to. I have a prayer of gratitude in here. I have gifts that I can bring to her. And there's the prayer of gratitude, something that I can easily turn to. Instead of bringing out my books and saying, okay, what's the prayer for gratitude that I want to do? I've got some sugar because if nothing else, sugar is a great thing to gift at the altar. And I have some cinnamon hearts, and the hearts, you know, expressing my love for her and bringing her a little treat. So each of these boxes, oh, there's something else in here. Oh, I believe this is my watermelon crystal. And so each of these have personal meaning to me that I can then set up, whoops, a little altar to her when I feel the need to tap into, for instance, in this one, gratitude. So that all goes back in the box and back into this box that sits on my altar. And as I say, I've got all those down to number 6, and I got to keep going. And yesterday I brought her some fresh apple blossoms from our crab apple tree, so that was fun. Now, prompt number 14 is a favorite god. At this time, no, but I find a lot of energy and a lot of my thoughts in nature. So I would think God and goddess combined. I find nature magical, mystical, and like this, I like to escape into it. So this is John A. Rice, Mindscapes Tarot. And this is where I guess can connect to the divine through the images. Oh, that's a lot to hold. It's a thick deck. Yeah, through these images. Those little moments that are godly or goddessly. That's a new word, goddessly. And, oh, that one goes with Santa Morte so well. So this is where I can find that sort of, I guess, the energy that Rachelle and Carla are talking about in this prompt. But it, as you say, it brings, or I say, brings in the god and the goddess, masculine and feminine. And it does take me on a visual journey. You know, we can't all escape to the mountains every day, but this deck helps me get there, and it lifts my spirits and gives me bursts when I need it of hope, whatever. This is a deck that just does what it says. Takes your little mind on a visual journey. Okay, the final one, prompt number 15, because I'm running out of video time. So we have, for this one, the one deck that represents your lineage, how you feel you, I guess, hereditary wise. For me, it's Irish, and that takes me to healing. And this brings me to the Herb Crafter's deck and feels like my lineage. If I could escape right now and go take a course with an Irish witch, that would be heaven to me. So this is the Herb Crafter Tarot. And it is so well illustrated. There's lots of good information for the witch that wants to create a little spell, connect to her plants. Yeah, I wouldn't want to not have this in my collection. I have other herbal decks, but this one has a certain warmth. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Hide out in someone's kitchen and learn the craft from someone who knows it in and out. So thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for Carla and Rachelle and all the wonderful things that they bring. And I hope you had fun with me. And Santa Muerte. All right, this is me signing off.